Hey guys, this is Leeza and this is my third video in a three-part series with queer rights activist and educator Dan. We've been talking about topics that are often misunderstood in the gender and sexuality arena. We've already talked about gender nonconformity and asexuality, and today we're going to be talking about polyamory. So Dan, I thank you for being here again.
Yes.
Dan identifies as polyamorous. So Dan, let's just start by defining polyamory. We're always defining terms because these are terms that aren't yet known by everybody.
I don't know, I am a teacher, but I hate defining these things in the first place because everyone is allowed to interpret
Have
these
their own
things
definitions.
any way they want. So polyamory basically is a relationship style where like you get attracted to more than one person. Basically it's about how we believe that there is just not one person that will be your everything or fulfill all the roles that we look into one partner. So it's just too much for someone to ask one person to be your everything, like your best friend, your guide, your mentor, your mother, sister. We really end up putting a lot of expectations when we are dating one person, right? So one person is expected to be your everything, understanding, all knowing. So I just feel like I am more comfortable getting all these things from different people if that's what it means to me. So yeah.
Because of the way we view ethics and this idea of fidelity, monogamy, the one, marriage, and all of this sort of heteronormative and also in a way quite patriarchal relationship structuring. In a way, polyamory can seem a bit radical, or even sort of, for people who haven't thought it through, it can seem somehow immoral. And I wanted to just kind of discuss with you how actually within true polyamory there's a huge focus on boundaries, consent, and all of that. It's actually quite structured in an ethical way, right?
In a very ethical way. Everyone knows that this is like, there are other people in my life. All my partners would know that I am dating so many people. If I'm hiding it, then that's just like unethical. Could be amounted to cheating because when you're talking about cheating, that's when you are hiding things from your partner, right? That you are dating someone else. That's cheating. You're not polyamorous, you're just cheating. Polyamory does not start from that space. Everyone knows that there are so many people involved in each other's lives, and that's how it functions even more smoothly. So I'll give you an example where I was about to begin a relationship, like not even a relationship, we were just wanting to explore. We were attracted to each other and they wanted to know how it would go, and they were already dating someone else, and but both of us mutually we were concerned that we have to know that third person, we have to let them know that this is going to start. So before we go anywhere else, before we go ahead with anything or go on a date or any of that sort, we should let that other person know that person A is attracted to me, so the person B that they are dating should know that this is going to start. So that's an example of how ethical we are with our relationship. It's just like, doesn't start with a fling or
it's not like everyone has a free pass, right? Consent and sort of mutual understanding, transparency, honesty.
Even, for example, there was a point in time that the third person was my friend too, and they were not comfortable with me dating their partners. So they clearly mentioned it, that I am not comfortable with this, and that's not something that I want to be a part of. And even though they do identify as polyamorous, they weren't comfortable with me also dating their partner. So they nicely communicated it to me, and
you respect each other's boundaries. Right, so of course that focus on consent and honesty and transparency, everyone being on the same page, is a huge part of true polyamory. But also, and I was trying to get to that as well, because I think you'd be in a unique position to explain that even better, given that you identify as asexual and polyamorous. At one level, at the crux of polyamory is the desire for a significant bond with multiple people, not just sex with multiple people.
So it could be any kind of sexual or romantic or emotional or platonic bond with multiple people. So it could be different with different people. So with someone I would be very romantically attached, but with someone it would be just platonic, that I just like being with them and they're amazing to talk to and you know, things like that. So it could be different with different people, and I don't think everyone can live up to like the expectations that I have from a person. One person can't be everything, so that's there. And I also identify as asexual, so there's no chance that you can tell me that I am polyamorous because I want a lot of sex. That's not true. So,
and also just so people kind of understand the distinction between an orientation and a relationship style. People don't always get that. Like polyamory is a relationship style. It's a choice.
Yeah. It's not sexual orientation. So
anyone could be poly.
Anyone could be poly. Even cis heterosexual people can be poly. So that's not limited to the polyamory. The word polyamory is not limited to the LGBTQ spectrum. Anyone can identify as polyamorous. So yeah.
Exactly. I think people sometimes don't realize that polyamory is simply the opposite of monogamy. It's a type of non-monogamy. It isn't the opposite of asexuality or the opposite of any sort of sexuality. So is there typically a hierarchy amongst partners in polyamorous contexts, or does it vary?
Yeah, it does. It depends on person to person, but I have known people do have something called primary partner and then secondary partners. So one person is like a little bit more important than the others, but for some it is just not. Everyone is the same. It's for everyone the affection is the same, or or the fact that your priority in my life is the same. So it could
like a non-hierarchical.
So it could be anything.
Structure is also possible. How does jealousy fit into the picture? Because in monogamy, jealousy seems to rear its ugly head all the time, right?
Yes. Our relationships are basically not out of possession, because I possess you or you are mine. All those ideas do not actually exist in our kind of relationship. So that is why I have never experienced jealousy, but I don't know how other people have dealt with jealousy. Even my partner, my existing partner, he goes out on dates, he sees other people, he talks to me about it, and I give him an advice, or I talk to him about how you should do it, or you know. So it's very transparent. With me and him, it's like I comfortably talk to him about his partner, I talk to him about my other partners, and it's not a big deal. There are some polyamorous relationships where people do keep boundaries. They're like, I don't want to know about your other partners, as in I don't want you talking to me about your other partner. So that's also one of the boundaries that some people might have, but I do not have that boundary with my partner. We openly talk about our other.
I suppose different people have different predispositions to feeling jealousy or possessiveness, you know, because it's just a choice or relationship style, right? And I suppose therefore it's more case by case, and people
it is, because
don't know what they're signing up for though, right?
The whole crux of polyamory is you get into one and then you learn by trial and error. You see what is comfortable for your partner and be open about anything that's going to come your way. You need to be open about that, because if you're not, then obviously things like jealousy and all these things will start playing with your head. But so you always have to know, ask, talk, communicate what you need.
And it may not even be for everybody, and that's fine too.
Just communicate. This is okay with me. This is not okay with me. So all these things are really important when you are involved in a polyamorous relationship.
Communication is key. Words of wisdom here for all relationships.
Polyamorous,
all kinds of monogamous, you name it. I think communication is like the biggest root of most relationship issues, for sure. What do you feel are some of the challenges of being in a polyamorous relationship?
Challenges. There are a few. The thing is to get into a relationship with someone who is not polyamorous can be a big challenge. That I can tell you, because I have experienced that. Someone who does not understand it but still likes you, and you're there trying your best to explain how this works. The challenge can be them trying to understand or wrap their heads around it, because they like you, they want you to be in their life as well, but this is something that they find difficult to adjust with or understand or fathom with anyone who is polyamorous too. So I think
what about
there are
just
less
time
challenges.
management? Like sometimes I struggle to see my boyfriend or my, just the few people in my life between my family members and my boyfriend, I feel like I barely can get to meet my friends even, let alone if I had another romantic partner, just from a logistical perspective. So I'm just curious about like time management.
Time, I don't know, I manage it pretty well, I don't know. Because it's not like we don't have these boundaries where you have to meet once in a week. हफ्ते में एक बार नहीं देखा तो मैं मर जाऊंगा and all that thing, all those things, yeah. see, there you go. So even I was that person once upon a time where I used to have these strict rules where you have to meet me once a week, you have to show me your face every day, you have to call me every day, once in a day, all those things, you know. I used to be that person, but I don't know, I suddenly like
we call each
grew
other
up
every 3 hours. Oh my god. Yeah, I suppose it's just like a different way of viewing like, what's expected of each other, right?
I was in a relationship where even if I didn't pick up his call, it used to be a very big deal. We used to start fighting, arguing about why you didn't pick up my call, what was it so important that you were doing that you couldn't pick up my call. So things like these used to happen a lot. And as I grew up, I realized that if we are adults, if we couldn't take your phone, that doesn't mean I don't love you. That doesn't mean all hell, earth has, like dharti phat gayi hai. Aisa nahi hai. So it's just that I didn't take your call. That doesn't mean anything. So we respect all those boundaries right now here. And it's not every day that I can talk to you. Both of us are very socially awkward. I have social anxiety. I have anxiety as well. Even he has it. So both of us we respect each other's spaces so much. So whenever we need to talk to each other is when we communicate with each other. So it's been 9 months that I've been seeing him, and he's been seeing other people, I've been seeing other people. So it's just like, and for us it's like I think we believe that for any relationship to be called a relationship, it doesn't have to have a deadline or a timeline. Like, itne mahine hone ke baad hi we can call this a relationship. So things expire. Sometimes quickly, sometimes a little later. So
or they evolve.
Yeah, they evolve, or they change, or they end. So for us, it's like,
and it doesn't mean it wasn't worth it.
It wasn't
right?
worth
we
it.
Put this
exactly.
emphasis on forever, as
forever.
If it didn't last, it was a waste of your time, which
exactly.
I think is such a fallacy.
Yes.
You learn from everything.
Yes.
Finally, what are some of the great joys or the fulfilling aspects of polyamory?
Because obviously of the preconceived notions about monogamy that were fed to me, like everyone else, it took me a lot of time to understand that I was poly, because I was attracted to more than one person at the same time, and then I met this person, and with when he communicated it as well that he is poly too. So for us it was like, okay, we found a safe space with each other, that I could be with someone without, the fear of losing them. That's the freeing part of being in a polyamorous relationship. I'm never scared about him running away. He's never scared about me going off with someone else, because we have already communicated these things to each other, that I like you, you like me. There's nothing that
we're not playing games here. We're transparent about what we're doing.
Everything.
I suppose on the one hand, in monogamous relationships, insecurity comes built in.
Right?
And you're supposed to fear infidelity. It's like the worst thing anyone can ever do to you. But part of that is all just conditioning. That is super, super interesting. You've given me so much to think about. Thank you so much, Dan. I hope you guys liked this video. Please give it a big thumbs up. If you did, definitely follow Dan on Instagram. It's @queer_rave. I hope you liked the video. Please give it a big thumbs up. Please share it. Please leave us a comment, and we'll see you next time. Bye.